Hey y'all, happy 2026. Yes, we are in 2026. Can you believe it? Started off a little rough for me, but I'm here, y'all. And so this will be my first video of the year. Welcome if this is your first time seeing me to my show, my podcast, Embrace You with Dr. Ray. So today I really have a few things I want to discuss. Some of it was just, something I was meditating on in my study time earlier today. It's the first of the year, so a lot of people are either fasting personally or they're fasting with their churches corporately. And so this is a good time for that, with it being the top of the year. I know some people were probably even doing it, excuse me, at the end of the year. And so I fell short in that. And I just enjoyed the holidays, being merry, right? Doing what we do, eating and drinking and, eating and drinking. But anyway, so now here we are. It's the first of the year. I was looking at the calendar and I'm like, okay, there are 3 weeks left to this month. So that's how fast, it's going to go by. So first, I just want to talk about, letting go. Whatever did or didn't happen in 2025 that seems to be keeping you in a low place. I know I have been dealing with something that happened to me in 2025. I lost my job. I got fired back in March. And it seems like it just really, it was a domino effect of loss of things, and that's material, but it just felt like a setback. And so, still been thinking about that. And it'll be a year, coming up on a year. So, God doesn't want us harboring over things that did and didn't happen in 2025. It could have been, yours may have been the loss of a relationship. It may have been the loss of, loved ones. I lost some loved ones that are no longer with us in 2025. And so all of these things are having an effect on us as we enter into 2026. And so God is really just wanting us to release and let go of the hurt, release and let go of the disappointments, release and let go of, things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to turn out in a certain work environment or even in a relationship, right? And even you may have fallen short on your personal goals and things that you said that you were going to do for yourself. So I want to start with talking about letting go, because it's a new year. It's a whole new year, which gives us time, right? Thank you, Lord. When he wakes us up in the morning, that means he's giving us more time to do whatever it is that you feel he's called you to do, to become a better person, to achieve some of the things that you've been wanting to do for the last 10 or 20 years of your life, right? Or the last 5 years of your life, or just the things that you didn't get done or accomplish in 2025 because of the setbacks, right? So anyway, it's a new year, y'all. And so I want to talk about, gliding in meaning gliding into what God has for you. And so, for me, at the end of the year, I actually, I quit a job, right? It's a difference from being fired and actually quitting. So I quit a job because I didn't like the hours. I didn't like the stress, and God has blessed me with a new job that actually pays less money. But for me, there's just, we get to decide what we'll tolerate. Sometimes it's not always about the money, right? And it's, you want to be happy in your 9 to 5 because we're at work more hours than we are at home. And so for me, it's just me, but for you, you may have a husband or a wife and children. And so sometimes you can't make those type of, decisions for your life financially. But hey, maybe it's time for you to sit down with your partner and really discuss what this looks like. That's if you're unhappy in your career or your job situation. So gliding in, we want to be able to walk through open doors. And I've talked about this before. Sorry, I keep messing with this hair. Anyway, y'all, I'm sorry. But we don't want to try to force anything. We don't want to try to force relationships or friendships. We don't want to try to force our way into certain jobs, because what God has for you is for you. You ought to be able to just glide in when it's something that God has for you, or if it's something that's for that season, it's going to be easy for you to just walk right through the open door. So that's really all I want to say about that. Walk through the open door. Walk through, where your place of favor is, right? And it may be a temporary, assignment, but doesn't it just feel good sometimes to be able to just show up, where the people really want you, not somewhere where you had to beat the door down and now it feels like, man, these people kind of mistreating me. They don't even really see who I am, those kind of things. But, that's a conversation that you have to have with God and with yourself, and again, with whoever is in your family or your immediate, whoever you discuss your life decisions with. But ultimately, it's up to you, because it's your life. Okay, so I think that's all I had with those 2 points.